Welcome to Ignite Technology, where we'll create enriching videos and content on technology.
Come back to this tutorial. It is still I, your tutor Gabi Tech. Okay, we've talked about introducing web development, the basic structure, and in the last video we talked that I said that this particular video will be focusing on typography. And so I'm going to create another file here, and I'll do that by clicking here to save typography.html. All right. So in that case, I've created a new file, typography.html. Remember what I told you is the shortcut to creating the HTML basic structure. If you are not working with VS Code, you'll be expected to type all these basic structures on your own because it won't give you autocomplete. It would complete the codes for you. So in that case, you need to put the less than sign, greater than sign, everything, and then type the doc type, all those things. So, but since I already know the shortcut, which I told you before, let's quickly go into that. Just press Shift 1, then enter it. In that case, the HTML basic structure has been created. Gentlemen, I will want you to understand this particular episode will not contain or will not focus only on typography, but we also talk about basic CSS. So I'm going to introduce CSS in this video, as well as talk about semantic tags. In the former video, I talked about generic and semantic tags. Generic tags as div and span. Here, I will talk about the semantic tags. Semantic tags, basic CSS, and then typography. All right, so we're going to rename this title from document to typography, semantic tags, and basic CSS. All right, let us leave it at that. So, talking about typography, it simply means the style, arrangement, or appearance of printed letters on a page. The style, arrangement, or appearance of printed letters on a page. So how it appears, to make it appealing, to make it look visually appealing to the audience is the fulcrum of typography. And in that case, we'll be getting Google Fonts. So you'll be needing to turn your data on and then connect it to your PC, download fonts, and I will guide you on the way to do that. So we'll get it and then link it to this HTML file so that that font will also be imported in the CSS and we make use of it to, make our work appealing. All right. So as I already said, typography is how we manipulate our fonts, how we make our characters, our text to be visually appealing. Now I'll begin. Why I also said I'm talking about semantic tags. Now, semantic tags, there are tags that replace the generic tags. There are tags that replace the generic tags. And it's noteworthy at this point to say that in HTML, we talk about elements, tags, and attributes. Maybe I've not mentioned it before. I've been talking about tags, but inside the tags, we'll have elements. Inside those elements, we'll have attributes. Now, I already mentioned before, tags, this opening tag you're seeing and the closing tags are what we use in writing our text in HTML. So the things you write in between them, they appear on the web page. Now, we've mentioned generic tags before. Here, semantic tags are those ones that their names, they show you what they represent. It helps for the UI. When I talk about UI, I refer to the user interface. and also user experience anyway. User experience as well as search engine optimization. So when you use semantics, such as example of these semantic tags includes header. So when you use header in the HTML file, it is expected to represent the header part as the name implies. So it denotes what it denotes the name, the content. It helps the search. It helps for search engine optimization. It helps the user who is reading it to know, oh, this is what this stands for. No problem. And then you go to the next one. So there could be content inside this header. Content such as nav, and this nav means navigation. Navigation. So you could use it to navigate. So inside this navigation, we could have options such as maybe anchor tag. This anchor tag, this is the tag that we use to connect one page to another, one file to another, one, to link different files on our web page, to link different sections, to link an image to a particular section or to a particular page. In that case, it comes with an attribute. Anchor tag has attributes. Now, what are attributes? What are attributes? In HTML, attributes, they give us more information about a tag, about an element, about an element. Okay? Beginning from what you have, everything you have inside the body is the body element. Between the body opening tag and the body closing tag, we call it this entire stuff here is the body element. What you have inside the header is the header element. All right. So it is. Now, when you go inside an element, we have attributes. So attributes gives us more information about an element. It explains more. Let's take an element as a name of a person. For instance, let's use Alex. Alex. Supposing Alex is a tag. So let me name it as Alex. Of course, VS Code will take this Alex as a tag. And then we want to add height to give Alex height. So I will say height. So when you write it this way, you are now giving more information about Alex. So the height of Alex maybe is 45. So that's the way attributes stand for to an element. So it explains, it gives more explanation, it tells us more information about the element. All right. I would want us to load this page on the live server to display it on the live server so that I'm not written anything anywhere. So let me copy it, open a new file here. So you'll be expecting the changes, whatever we write inside this web page, to be done here, to be seen on this web page, on this part. All right. I've not written anything here. Maybe I want to write here, home. You could see it appear. Now let me copy this. I highlighted it and copied and pasted, copied and pasted. Here will be about. Here will be contact. All right. So you could see it's changing. Oftentimes, when we come to a header of a website, the header always have logo. So we could denote that with, let's write it inside a div. Okay. So this div, we're going to load the image that will serve as the logo. In that case, let me locate the logo in these images. You can use any image Okay, just for you to reduce it to the size you want it to be. Let me know if this will set what I want. It is just so big until I reduce it to the size I want it to be. Now, remember this particular tutorial, we're also talking about basic